What up, world? I'm Steve, founder and CEO of Crypto Crew University. This is where we keep crypto simple. Today we have another exciting video to get to. We're going to be uncovering the secrets behind Bitcoin's next big move. If you're new here, join the movement. Hit that subscribe button right now. Huge announcement, everybody. Huge announcement. We're doing a 48-hour sale. Save $50 on any class. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. The link is right here. Link is also in the description. It's incredibly rare that we do this, so take full advantage. Get those classes that you have been wanting. Get those classes that you have been waiting for the perfect moment. In the last video, we predicted a change in trend. Guess what? It's here. This is the best time to learn. So get those classes right now. Save $50. Now you can save $115 on the #1 selling item on the website, the combo class between an intermediate and advanced. So head on over to cryptocrewuniversity.com, promo code CryptoCrew. And just food for thought. Obviously, this sale is because of 4th of July. I'm from the US. It's a pretty big holiday. And also, it's a very significant day for me personally because that's the day that I met my significant other on that exact day 5 years ago. Pauline, who you guys have probably seen in social media. So that's for the celebration. Now, let's head on over to today's video. We are jam-packed with information. You can see all the links at the top. So let's jump into it. The secrets behind this big move. Let's end up where we left off on the last video. On the last video, we had talked about how there's bullish divergence. You guys got to learn about this. I got a lot of messages that were like, Steve, you predicted this big change in trend. You were spot on as always. Thank you for all the positivity, you guys. But let's rewind for a second. We had a clear downtrend. In fact, a clear downtrend for 55 days, and it was a pretty brutal one. But we saw something in the charts. We saw these lower lows being put in here over about a 2-week span. And then we saw these higher lows in the daily RSI. This was a critical signal for a bullish divergence, and we were calling, because of that and a few other reasons, a change in trend. So this 55-day downtrend that we were in, where everybody was calling for us to go lower, we were calling for us to go higher and much higher. And so far we've gotten exactly that. We were spot on with that call. And then you guys got to learn about bullish divergence, which I'm very excited about. I got a lot of messages from you guys. You're always looking to learn. That's why you come to this channel. So that made me happy. Now, let's uncover a few more secrets about what's going on and what to pay attention to. We're going to break it down into 2 categories. We're going to talk about the short term, and we're going to talk about the long term. And we're going to talk about things to watch out for each. So let's get into that picture. Let's first analyze what's happening in this chart, right? So we had talked about the divergence, but we've got a point of concern with our stochastic RSI here, our momentum. So we're up above 80, right? We need to pay close attention to this. It looks like we're going to have a cross. The question is, how long can we stay above the 80? We could stay up there for at least 10 days. The level that I want you guys to pay attention to is that 80 level. We don't want to see us come back down past that 80 level. So we can bounce off of it, but I do not want to see us cross down. Pay attention to that level. The next thing I want to pay attention to is this RSI here. On the daily chart for Bitcoin, we're right at resistance. Okay, we're right at resistance. So the critical level that we drew in blue here is right at 50, right at about 50. We're going to make this bigger so you can see what's happening. We had a fantastic sign come in on the RSI. Let's look at the bigger picture with the RSI. We set a high here several months ago, and then we had our first lower high, our second lower high, our third lower high, our fourth lower high. 4 lower highs, actually 5 lower highs in a row, and this changed our trend. We had talked about the trend was coming. We were changing the trend. Look at what has happened. We've completely blown away all of these other previous lower lows, and we have changed a trend officially in the RSI. I'm very proud of that. We're obviously met at resistance, but I don't think that that's a point of concern because we've got some power behind this move. Let's zoom in on the candles and you can see what's happened on this move. We had our first engulfing candle here, all right? We had our first engulfing candle. We knew we were heading up. We had these other candles here. We had our second engulfing candle just yesterday. So where we're at right now is we're met with resistance right at where we should be met at resistance, this 6,600 and change, 6,650. So in the short term, meaning the rest of today, tomorrow, and the next day, I expect us to break that level. So look for us to pass that level in the next couple of days, and let me show you why. We're going to break it down on the short term. Before we get to that, let's take a big step out and let's look at that big picture that we were talking about. So now we're here in 2014. We had broken down this chart on many videos because we have repeated history, guys. This was the previous bear market. We're in a bear market now. These moves we have repeated history, move for move and percentage for percentage. It's almost incredibly spot on accurate. We had talked about these three arrows at the bottom, our three bottoms. Okay, we had talked about this third bottom having a move up. This is the move that we're in now in terms of 2018. I'm going to show you in a second. What to look for when I show you the 2018 chart is where that trend line is. Where is that resistance point? That's what I want you to see when I show you, because you can see we had our third arrow, our bottom, and then we moved right to our resistance and we had a pullback. So let's look right now at the big picture. So we just had our third bottom, we're in our move up, and the big question is that we're going to uncover, the second secret, is where do we expect to have some sort of pullback? And I suspect it to be at around 7,000. And let me give you two reasons why. Reason number one, that's where this trend line coincides with this move. If we look here, you can see the cursor right on my right, potentially your left, is right at 7,000. Okay, it's right at 7,000. So expect us to have this move and potentially see resistance here. And if you're not convinced, let me show you reason number two why I think it could be 7,000. Pay attention to this green line that we have here. That's the 50-day moving average. We've had some battles with the 50-day, guys. If we look at history, the 50-day has been pushing us down for 6 months. Okay, and it's coming down in full force right now. And guess where it's at right now? It's right at 7,100. Well, in a handful of days from now, it's probably going to come right down to that 7,000 level, and it's going to hold us. It's going to hold us. I expect this to happen. I expect us to have this 7,000. We're going to have a little bit of pullback consolidation, and then we're going to continue our move up to hopefully that $10,000 mark, which a lot of people think we're crazy, but that's what the charts are telling us. It may not happen, nobody knows. But we have done this history for 6 months, and according to our previous records, we should be moving around the $10,000 mark. Why? Because that was our previous high before this third bottom. We go to our third bottom, we go to the previous high, and if we repeat that, so we go to our third bottom, we go to the previous high, we're talking about 9,700. We should head there. But the secret is it's not going to be tomorrow or next week or even the next few weeks. It's going to be a little bit. Like we had talked about, we think it's going to be a month or two, right? So that's secret number two, is we're not going full steam ahead like we're in this bull run. It's going to be a little bit more methodical, and we have a lot of levels to pass. So now we've talked about the big picture. Let's break it down into that small picture. Now we're back here on Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, and I've got a couple trend lines drawn here. When we see that pullback, if we do get to 7,000, we see a pullback, I want us to hold this blue line here. This blue line is our support. I want it to continue being our support. If we break that support, it's bad news. So watch this level at about 63 and change, 63.26 to be exact. But watch that level. If we do have some sort of a pullback, we want to hold that as support. We don't want to pierce through. On the upside, the first big area that we want to break is this 6,600 and change. We suspect that will happen in the next 3 to 4 days. After that, the next level is this pink one, and that's the 6,800. Why is this important? You need to look at what's happened previously. This has held pretty big resistance right here and right here. All right, so this is in the short term, but if we zoom out, you always want to look left to see what is happening. So if we look left, where is this coming from? It's coming from this huge candle a few months ago. That's when this level became very relevant, the 6,800. So we never look at levels that are just today or yesterday or even last week. We look for levels of support and resistance that have held historically in the charts, and those are the ones that always deem to be an issue or something quite good that holds us up. So those are the two levels to watch in Bitcoin. Now we're going to get to Ethereum. So we asked for some feedback in the comments, which I always think is the absolute best thing to do, and you guys said, Steve, show me more altcoins. So here we go. Here's Ethereum. Let's break down what's happening in Ethereum. Let's retrace our steps because we covered Ethereum about 2 weeks ago. And I think 2 weeks ago we were at these levels around here. We were at about 550. And what we said in those videos was maybe we were over here about 500 and change, 520, 550. We were around these levels. And we said, guys, the most important level for all of Ethereum is $400. And we said this in many videos. $400. And during these videos that we filmed here, we said it's highly likely that Ethereum is going to come down and test that $400 level. Be aware of this. We want to hold that $400 level. If we do, we're showing pretty big strength. And we said it's highly unlikely that we break through that $400 level. So let's take a look and see what happened after that. We'll go to this lowest candle here and see what Ethereum did. Wow, 402. So we were spot on with that. The reason for this $400 level is very simple. This has been a significant level for 1 year, for 12 months, guys. If we zoom back out, and we always want to look left. What is going on left? That's going to tell us what's going to happen in the future. So this $400 level came from back 6/13 and 2017, a year ago, more, 13 months ago. So this has been a critical level for that entire period for Ethereum, and still keep that level in mind. So Ethereum structure a little bit different than Bitcoin. We created our low here in Ethereum at a different point than Bitcoin, and we held our market structure. Bitcoin broke its market structure. Ethereum is still showing strength. And you saw that Bitcoin had a triple bottom. Ethereum has just had this bottoming action, and we've created a higher low. So that's the big picture in Ethereum. Let's zoom in and talk about what we want to see in the next week with Ethereum. I want to see Ethereum break this level, 550. I want to see us create a higher high than this one. That will tell us a lot of strength is happening in Ethereum. So that's number one. Number two is I want us to break this pink line in the RSI, the daily RSI. The pink lines are critical resistance, and the bottom one is support. It's at 53. I want to see us break that, all right? So I want to see us break 550 and break that 53 in the daily RSI. With our stochastics, we have not really good signs with the stochastics. We have our high back here a few months ago, our lower high, our our second lower high and our third lower high. I want to see our stochastics get above 90. If we can do those three things, there's going to be a lot of strength behind Ethereum. If we can do the 550, above 550, above 53 daily RSI, and above 90 with the stochastics, that would be a great sign. But look for us to hold these levels. Hold the $400 level, hold the 30 level with the daily RSI. Those are things we want to hold. Now, moving quickly over to coin market cap, the number that we talked about on the last video was Bitcoin was up around 43.1, and we said, hey guys, this is a point of concern. We're definitely not going to go over 45, and we're overdrawn, meaning this 6-month trend that we were in, Bitcoin has had dominance for the last 6 months or so. And we're about to change that trend, change that momentum to altcoins. And we said, look for this number to continue to fall from, it's not going to go over 45. So we've started to see that shift in trend, the very beginning stages, and we want to see this continue to fall. Last but not least, Ripple. Ripple, we wanted to cover another altcoin. This was highly voted in the comments. Let me know in the comments what coins, what altcoins you want to see next. We'll take the majority comment and we'll put it in the next video. So Ripple, one thing I'm seeing in Ripple right away is a point of concern. And let me explain it to you. We broke market structure. We broke market structure in Ripple. We know that we broke market structure on Bitcoin. It was relatively quick and painless. It was relatively painless on Ripple, but it was many days of breaking. We spent 4, 5, 6 days breaking market structure. However, we're holding on thin ice with Ripple. Let me show you where the most pivotal price point with Ripple is. When you're looking for the most pivotal price point, you have to look left on the chart. Always look left to see what signals it's giving you. So if we zoom all the way out, we've got our arrow here. Let's zoom in on the arrow and see what price point we can find. It's about 44 cents. That's a critical level. We do not want to go below 44 cents. Pay attention to that, everybody who is a fan of Ripple. Right now, Ripple's at 49 cents. We do not want to go below here because we're on thin ice. If we break this, our last support, this is our last support. We're looking at, what do we got here? We're looking at about 30 cents for a next critical level of support. We don't want to see that happen. All right, we want Ripple to show some strength and have some movement here, and we want to hold that level. So that's my analysis for Ripple. A couple things I want to share with you guys at the end. Let me know which coin you want to see covered next. Also, this is huge news. This is very rare that we do this. This is a 48-hour sale. Save $50 on any class. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. The website link is in the description as well. Promo code CryptoCrew. So get those classes you have been wanting. Get those classes you have been waiting for. This is the perfect opportunity when you see a change in trend so you know what you're doing in crypto. Learn what you're doing in crypto so that you can maximize your money, make back that money you have lost. Also, I want to tell you guys about the giveaway. Right? We have been talking about a giveaway for a long time. We're giving away a free class to one lucky individual. All you need to do is come to cryptocrewuniversity.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, type in your email address, hit subscribe. Then you need to make sure you are following or you're subscribed here on YouTube and the bell is on. And that's it. That's it. What else I want to tell you guys is learn to control your emotions in crypto, okay? Get that solid strategy, become a part of that 10% that we always talk about here in crypto. I hope you guys have a beautiful holiday if you're celebrating. Shout out to everybody that's in Australia. We have a lot of crypto crew in Australia. Shout out to our crypto crew in Europe. Shout out to all the crypto crew in my home country, the US, and everybody in North America, everybody in South America, everybody in Asia. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Keep staying positive. Keep believing in yourself. and we'll see you right here on the next video. Peace and love to the crypto crew.